過ぎた季節が嘘だとしても重ねたぬくもりは嘘じゃない君が残した背中の傷跡は今もずっと甘くてだからずっと痛くて
Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie, giving you guys another chapter of the Blazing Gamer of DxD. In the last chapter, Leon and, did a mission, battle zone mission with Ragna and Dillc, where they took on a stronghold mission. And there, Leon began his recruitment of other members besides Moriyama, Katase, and Eika, as the two newest members from other worlds being Shelley from Akame ga Kill and Tharja from Fire Emblem Awakening. And as he now tells them, tells Moriyama and Katase and Eika about the supernatural world, and that the town that they live in is run by devils, being Rias and Sona, and he wanted to protect them and give them the strength to defend themselves from any supernatural forces. With that, they now join the Order of Flames. So, with that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Chapter 5, More Than One Hero. In Leon's point of view, he's currently in that of a dungeon mission, as it is a level 80 dungeon, where he's facing against a mixture of zombies, skeleton knights, archers, and sorcerers, with also fighting that of giant mutated bats and lizards. In this dungeon mission, his job is to scavenge the dungeon for special treasures, and at the end, defeat a powerful boss. However, he's mostly doing this to gather materials that he needs for his special project that he's working on. While doing this, he's also keeping an eye on the girls as well, as since the day that he told them that and that they all joined the guild, he wants them to get used to training together and working together as the first newest members of the Order of Flames. With the girls, they're currently doing that of another battleground mission, where to take out 100 enemies. The same, but it's not the level 1 mission. It's at least level 10, given that Leon gave Moriyama and Katase that of EXP potions, allowing them to increase their level. And not only, also, fun fact that Leon found out about the gamer and about those who didn't have magical potential at first. Once join the gamer, they're able to gain their own magical abilities that lay dormant within them. For example, Moriyama has a strong affinity with dark magic, actually, and is able to use it as a strong sense of defense. As for Katase, she has access to that of light magic, where she's able to use the light as a strong sense of offense. With the two working together, being opposites of magical power, and especially since them being very close friends since their days in elementary school, they would make the perfect swordswomen duo and guardians for Leon. With that, Leon couldn't help but smile, as he didn't really expect them to have the elemental affinity of, light and darkness for both girls, but he's not complaining. As for Eika, she has that of a magical affinity for that of fire magic. However, it's a unique type of fire magic, being explosive magic, where she's able to create explosions that send shockwaves to deal damage to her enemies, and especially a large variant of enemies, such as a group of enemies, for her magic. He also gave her the only staff magic staff that he had, as it being Kakara, as it amplifies her magical damage and also can be switched into melee weapons, such as I recall being the nine-tooth rake and a monk's spade, where originally she didn't have much combat experience using one, but given the missions that she's been taking, she'll be able to do so, is be able to, get a quicker handle of it. Especially given Leon's new personal skill that he got during the gacha, called Quick Learner. He's able to Quick Learner not only increases his proficiency using other types of weapons faster, and also magic skills and physical skills as well, but also increases that of his party members, that a proficiency with other weapons as well, such as Eika's proficiency using a magic staff that's able to transform into a melee weapon as well. With that, Leon is prepared for anything when it comes to those girls. As for, Shelley and Tharja, Shelley was already around level 20 when he first summoned her, so her stats are already pretty decent. However, what really lacks is her defensive skills, which makes sense. She relies so much on her Imperial Arms, which is able to block any attack, but when it comes to that of sneak attacks, or that of attacks, that she has barely any spatial awareness when it comes to full-on combat, which was one of the reasons what led to her death in her original world. Hopefully, we'll be able to improve that by helping her by doing missions like this that focuses on a group of enemies instead of just one. As for Tharja, she was already pretty powerful enough as it was. She's currently level 20, but her magic stats are basically off the charts, which makes sense given that she is a dark mage in that world. But everything else needs a lot of work. I'll still focus on her magic stats, which is her biggest boon, but as for her defense and attack, I need to improve that as well. I might actually teach her a little bit of martial arts in case that an enemy comes way too close for her, making it harder for her to use her spells. Until then, I think I can get a handle. I think I can help her out so she can become a lot more stronger than before. As for the girls' teamwork, back with the battle zone with the girls, Moriyama and Katase are doing well facing against these enemies, slicing each and every one of them down with the swords that Leon was giving them, being that of light silver broadswords. Surprisingly, that really caught the girls off guard that they're wielding heavy swords like this, that would normally be, hard to use, but Leon put an enchantment on them that caused them to be a lot more durable and light. With Moriyama saying, "This is so much easier and fun." I mean, I was a little bit hesitant on actually killing these guys, but like Leon said, it's like a video game, even though I'm not really used to playing them. With Katase taking down another soldier with that of a side slice, with Soon saying, "Agreed." I mean, I thought I was actually pretty hesitant as well, but this is way too much fun. And this whole leveling thing, it feels so much easier too. As for Shelley, she continues slicing down each and every one of her targets in front of her like a natural. Given that Shelley's best quality is her being being an assassin and a killer, of course, it would be easy for her. With soon her eyes that seem that of lifeless, but on one of her glasses there's a gleam of do not mess with her. With Moriyama and Katase really worried not to piss off the ditzy airhead, but at least not in combat. As for Tharja, well, let's just saying, can you guys pick up the pace? I want to hurry up and get back to my darling and my fate. With soon, Moriyama saying, you think you could help us out at least a little bit, Tharja? You're supposed to be training with us too. With soon Katase saying, yeah, you're not the only one. You're not the only one who wants to get back to Leon here. With then Eika releasing that of a powerful explosion called, well, the skill called, well, explosion, but not on the same level as what you would see in Kobosuba's Megami to do. Just that of a magical source of magic that's able to detonate in a huge area, with barely draining any of Eika's mana. Saying, oh god, this is so much fun. It's almost better than sex. With soon all the girls look at Eika with saying, what? With then Moriyama and Katase saying, I still can't believe it. She was able to take Leon's virginity before me. With then Katase saying, I know, right? It's so not fair. With then as a soldier rushed at Sele saying, die! With soon, she cuts its head off without even looking behind her, but then spinning her imperial arms back on her shoulders, saying, I guess, wow, I didn't expect. You guys really want to be with Leon-sama that badly, don't you? With then Tharja saying, I still haven't forgiven that hussy for taking my fated one's first time, but I will let it go, just for now. With then more and more soldiers begin to gang up on them. With then Moriyama saying, enough of us complaining about this. We can talk about this later. With then Katase saying, I agree. Let's just focus on taking these guys out and getting back to our world. With then Chile saying, I figured. But this place is somewhat fun. I wouldn't want to leave so soon. With then Eika saying, let's just please get this over with. I want to get back to Leon too. With soon Eika saying, hey Miss Gloomy Pants, if you don't want us to wait here for so long, then help us out so you can get back to Leon too and dote on him as much as we want to. Also, if you do, Leon might be happy and thankful. With soon hearing this, Tharja saying, well, if you insist, as she soon opens her tome, as darkness begins to erupt from her hands and from the magic book, saying, just don't get in my way or I'll put a curse and hex on you. Back with Leon saying, oh boy, their teamwork really needs to work. They really need to work on their teamwork. Well, I'll try and do that myself. Till then, I just need to finish up with soon one of the mutant bats tries to strike at Leon. However, he slices it without even breaking a sweat, as it was about to come close to biting him, as he uses his Kusanagi, saying, with then Bahamut saying, you haven't used me as much as you used to, partner. Are you feeling dull with me? Saying, of course not, Bahamut. I just need some time. I just need to rank up my abilities with other weapons instead. I do want to use you as much as I can, but only if it's necessary. With Soon saying, I can understand that. However, if you increase my power and become stronger with the Magna Seal, then you're able to access its other functions. besides the sealing function, saying, I'm already aware of the seal extraction. I'm basically able to extract foreign magic from other people and seal it away in a pocket dimension, even the room as well. Saying, I know, but are you aware of the weapon transformation function? Saying, weapon transformation function? Go on, saying, as Bahamut was about to explain himself before multiple skeletal soldiers around level 85 and 83 began to shoot a volley of arrows, and some skeletal soldiers having shields and swords and lances. With then Leon saying, explain later. Right now, I need to collect some materials and take care of these bastards. As he prepares the Kusanagi and runs to the foes, slicing through the arrows without even breaking a sweat, before striking each and every one of the skeletons down as well. Back in the real world, at Leon's place, both Ragna and Dillc are basically, doing nothing. Dillc is getting the place all ready alongside a couple of Leon's summoning guardian warriors, who were also helping out Dillc clean the place up too. As for Ragna, he's basically bored out of his mind as well, as soon he continues just sighing over and over and over again, with Dillc getting annoyed, saying, if you're really that bored, you can either help me out clean this place instead of just sitting there on your ass, Miss Blood Edge. With soon Ragna saying, yeah, whatever. Personally, I was actually hoping I could do some work for the kid or anything like that, but he's too much focused on the girls for the past couple of days, or I haven't even had any fun. With then Dillc saying, I get it, you're bored. I am too. But that's why I'm keeping myself busy by taking care of things here. So, if you're so bored, go out into town, see the place. You barely get a chance to look around at all. Saying, are you serious? You really think people are going to basically see me as a friendly guy? Hell, barely anyone does. Especially when you're one of the most wanted men in your world. With then Dillc saying, but that's the thing. You're no longer in your world. If anything, somebody like you with white hair, heterochromatia eyes, being red and green, and also has that of a pretty tall build, you would be well loved in this world. I mean, look how many of the girls see our master of all people. With then Ragna puts it to his chin, saying, okay, you got me there, pretty boy. With saying, I'm not a pretty boy. Red eyes, crimson red hair, and you have an attitude like that of a certain bad boy in a pop band. Yeah, you're pretty much of a pretty boy, Dillc. With Dillc getting annoyed at that, as his eye twitches, saying, you know what? Whatever. Just go. Look around the town. Sightsee. Get to know other people besides us. Within Ragna saying, what about you? You barely got to know anyone besides a master and the girls here. With saying, I did meet somebody. With saying, wait, you did? Saying, that's just for me to know and you to find out when I want to tell you. Saying, smart ass. Alright, fine, whatever. I'm going out. At least being here, besides just being bored out of my mind. With then Ragna basically puts on some casual clothes instead of his usual black baggy training uniform. But he does put on his signature traditional red coat. Not only that, he puts on his magic suppression necklace as well, as it's been upgraded and amplified than before, allowing him to move around a lot more easier than he did as as he's no longer now at level 50. He's now at level, well, 87, a lot more higher than he was before. And if Sona and the other devils find out about him alongside Rias, things could get a little bit messy. As then Ragna leaves the compound and leaves through the barrier, walking through the town of Kuoh, as it's gotten a lot more cooler now, given that it's now in the winter of February. With Finn thinking, haven't been it's weird seeing Japan like this. Normally, because of all the damage that Seether has done, climates have been a lot more, well, unusable, especially in times when normal winter weather is supposed to be appearing. They don't. In places where summer is supposed to appear, you think winter goes around. I should think of this place more as a vacation, or than a prison, or that of a rest stop, than anything like that. I've been living my life constantly fighting over and over and over again. I've never had a single moment in my life where I feel like I should deserve a peace and quiet, deserve just to relax and have fun for once in my life. And yet, somebody like me who's lived his whole life constantly trying to survive and fight against of injustice, and now I don't even know how to do that, because I always feel like somebody's just gonna come around and stab me in my back. I guess maybe I should just try. At least not if I can't do it for myself, I can do it for the kid. If I don't, Leon's gonna worry his ass about me, and I can't do that to him. Not one bit. As Ragna heads to the Kuoh Park and just relaxes like he did before, as he feels the cold air on his face and breathes out as his breath can be seen. But then he begins hearing something saying, as he hears that it sounds like somebody's sighing. As he begins thinking, probably my imagination. Just because my senses have been amplified because of that gamer thing doesn't mean that. As he hears another sigh, saying, okay, I heard that time. As he looks around and looks behind him, he can actually continue hearing the sighing as it's heading, and as it looks like it's going further and further into the forest in the Kuoh Park. As he heads deeper and deeper, he soon sees a girl or a young woman. He can't really tell because given how short they are. However, what really stands out about them is that they have a magical girl uniform on, as it being all pink and everything, with Sue saying, oh no. I dealt with somebody else who looks like this before, and they kept on berating me and treating me like shit, when yet I haven't done anything to them. As he has memories of Platinum, the Trinity, especially Luna, who always berates, insults, and continually call Ragna a freaking pedophile all the goddamn time. With Soon. And also Sena, that stupid boy who's also part of that body, and constantly is shy and doesn't really do anything instead of commenting that they shouldn't, and yet Luna does the shit. And then last but not least, the one who's really in charge of the body, being one of the former 6 heroes, Trinity Glassfield, as she being the cryptic and quite one of the most headache people in the entire, and that he has to deal with, but at least is somewhat bearable in his standards. And saying, yeah, I'm not gonna be dealing with this bull crap. I've had my fair share of magical girl bullshit. As he tries to back up, he soon begins thinking, damn it. as his conscience couldn't just let him basically just do nothing, as he thinks that this girl is somewhat down and having that of a bad mood, and also still wondering on why somebody like her is put as that of a magical girl uniform, and yet it's in the middle of February, with then saying, "Hey, kid, are you oh?" With soon he gets a good look at this magical girl, as she has that as her black hair being that in twin tails, and also her eyes, which beautiful violet eyes, and also as she looks quite young, but there was somewhat of a sense of maturity about her, which Ragna couldn't place his finger on. With soon him basically shaking his head saying, "You okay, kid?" Saying, "I'm fine. And also, I'm not a kid. I'm actually a young adult here." Saying, sure," says the girl wearing a magical girl uniform in the middle of February. Saying, "Hey, it's just my usual attire. And besides, I'm actually, well," as this girl was thinking to herself, soon saying, "I'm actually 26. What soon Ryan saying, "Wait, seriously? You're 26? Seriously, she's no older than me." With then soon saying, "So, what about you? What's your name?" How with saying, "I'm the name's Ragna. Just call me Ragna." Saying, "No last name? I don't think I should tell you my last name." With soon saying, "Oh, what about you, miss?" With her saying, "I am the magnificent, wonderful, and spectacular Levitan." With Sue Ryan saying, "Yep, I'm dealing with a freaking magical girl, but my real name is, well, Seraphal." My wit saying, "All right, Seraphal, can I ask why a young lady like you, wearing a magical girl uniform, is in the middle of the park basically sighing to herself and looks like she's had a bad day?" With soon saying, "Oh, so you're worried about me? Huh, that's sweet." Saying, yeah, just please answer the question. I don't want to feel like a douchebag if I didn't try to ask what's wrong." But saying, "Aw, well, you see," as Seraphal begins explaining that, well, she wanted to see her little sister, given that she had a day off. She's always working and constant like that. With she basically, well, not bringing up the fact that she's actually one of the Satans of the devil faction, of the new Satan faction of the devil of devils. This being the Satan of political affairs, of foreign affairs. But she does bring up the fact that she is a, well, actor for that of a magical girl and for live action magical girl show. With then Ragna saying, "So you constantly have to work on your show, and you barely get any time to spend with your sister, who you cherish and deeply care about." With Suits there, "Yeah, but she was really busy today and felt annoyed, so I," saying, "Well, that's pretty stupid." Saying, "What? Just because she feels annoyed that you're here doesn't mean you have no right to not spend time with her." With Sue Ryan saying, then Sarah was really caught off guard, saying, "Wait, really? Yeah, you're her older sister. She barely gets to see you, right?" "Yeah, and you barely get any time off to see her, right?" "Double yeah?" With saying, then you'll spend time with her. If she feels annoyed by it, then tell her to deal with it. You're family. If you don't get any time to barely see, family needs to be there for each other, care for each other, and your siblings. I can tell how much you care about her and how much she means to you just by how you speak about her, and how much that you feel down that she feels like she's annoyed by you being around her." With then Sarah followed in saying, You're really sweet, Ragna. I thought that you were basically some handsome tough guy trying to be a nice guy. Instead, you actually know what I wanted to hear and say. You're really kind. With then Ragna blushing saying, I have a younger brother and younger sister, so I know how it feels to deal with them. My younger brother is a clingy piece of shit, that's for sure, but I do care about his dumbass if I do say so, and I worry about him from time to time. As for my little sister, I'm always constantly worried for her, and not only that, I always feel like I need to be there to protect her. Also, she kind of deals with some other stuff that I need to make sure that she doesn't get in over her head about. So there's that as well. With soon Seraphal saying, you must be a really great brother. I wish I could meet them. Saying, same goes for me too. But her saying, what do you mean? Let's just say they're a long way. I'm a long way from home. I took up a job working as a bodyguard for a rich kid, who I also see as that of a younger brother figure now. Let's just say I feel like it's gonna be a long time until I can see them again, until I finish up this job. With then Seraphal saying, I'm sorry to hear that, Ragna. Saying, it's alright. And I got a new little brother, and I also been dealing with this other guy who's a bit of a pain in the ass. He's not half bad. But I won't tell that to his face, because if I did, he would get a big ass ego about it and rub it in my face. And I'm not gonna allow that bullshit to happen. With then Seraphal couldn't help but giggle and laugh, saying, sounds like you have a new family that you're working with. Well, there have been new people coming in and out. Originally, I used to think that they were annoying as hell, especially when the kid bring them in, but I'm starting to get used to them. They're not half bad, if I do say so. With then Seraphal saying, you're really awesome guy. I really appreciate that, Ragna. Saying, anytime. Hey, done sulking and feeling down for yourself now, Seraphal? Saying, yep. I was actually just going to sulk for a little bit, head back home, and then try again when I have another day off. I mean, I love my darling sister Sona. She's amazing, beautiful, and quite adorable at that. She's also smart, and I admire her mind and being a quite and brilliant genius. She's also a great hard worker as well. And because of that, I just want to be there for her, even if it's not good or bad. With then, Ragna saying, and that's exactly what makes you a great sister, Seraphal. With soon, she's saying, thanks. Well, I did my good deed for the day, so I think I'm just gonna head back. I'm gonna head back now. I only came out here just to clear my head and relax for a bit. Saying, hey, Ragna, can we exchange numbers actually? Saying, huh? Oh, sure, I don't mind. With then Ragna saying, oh right, the kid gave me a phone. I don't use the Ars Magnus communication system like I did in my world. With soon brings up his smartphone, as even Seraphal brings up her phone too, as they both exchange cell phone numbers, saying, well, catch you later, Seraphal. With it saying, same goes for you. I hope we can meet. Let's talk again when we have some time, Ragna. And thanks for cheering me up. I'm going to go see my adorable Sultan again, and tell her that I don't plan on leaving until I had my fill with her. Would say, try not to do anything too perverted, okay? I mean, I already had to deal with one perverted chick in my life. I don't need to deal with another. Would say, no promises. With then, Seraphal leaves the woods and heads back on the main path in the park, as she soon heads to Kuoh Academy. However, Ragna doesn't know that. saying, well, whatever. At any rate, I might go buy something, just to relax. Might buy me a roll of ramen if there's a ramen stall nearby. With as Ragna soon heads deeper and deeper into the town of Kuoh. At Kuoh Academy, in a certain student council room, Sona, alongside a couple of her student council members, and her queen, and also alongside her queen and peerage, began discussing some things about the new people to recruit to the peerage, as there are a couple of people to want, especially three choices, such as, well, Issei Hayato, the leader of the perverted trio, Jinchiro Saji, and also the, well, foreign prince of Kuoh, Leon Katoshi. However, Momo soon raises her hand saying, Madam President, I was wondering within, Sona saying, what is it, Momo? With her saying, maybe we could leave Katoshi-kun out of this, with everybody looking at the white-haired girl, second year, with soon Sona saying, why do you say that? Well, I mean, he's just a boy. I mean, he's been through a lot in his past. I mean, he lost his parents, and I think and he's been through school after school and probably moved to multiple countries at that. Possibly we should just leave him be until he gains his family company. Within Tsubasa saying, "Oh, does our class treasurer have a crush on the foreign prince of Kuoh?" With then Momo saying, "It's not like that. I just think that maybe we should just leave him be for now. That's all." With then Sona saying, "If that's what you wish, Momo, but I will still try to include him into my peerage if I need to. But I do think that Saji would be a good addition to the peerage as well. He'll be on the top of the list for now. As for Hayato, it seems Rias has kept an eye on him, especially on the spikes of power that's happening to him from time to time when in school lately." With then Tsubaki soon saying, "I agree, actually. I've noticed from time to time, Miss President. But I do say it's random. It doesn't happen all the time. It mostly happens during, well, lunch, and sometimes when he leaves school. It's mostly during the times when he interacts with then Sona saying, with Leon-kun. It's obvious." With then Tomoe saying, "So, is it possible that the two are connected somehow? Or is it possible that Leon is doing something to that perverted Hayato?" With then Riaya soon brings up saying, I think it might be the two are connected somehow. We're not sure, but I think it's due to that connection that Hayato's magical power is starting to unleash. Whatever his sacred gear is, it seems the two are connected somehow." With then Sona saying, "I'm not too much on knowledge of sacred gears. That's more Rias's and also Satan Beelzebub's department. But I will say, if they're connected somehow, let's keep an eye just in case." With then soon a magical circle appears in the student council room, as it being that of a light blue spell circle, saying, "Sonatan, your favorite big sis, magical girl Leviathan is here to spend time with you again." With then Sona saying, "Sister, big sis Sarah, I told you I know you're busy. That doesn't mean that we can't spend time together. I'm constantly always busy, and you don't see me complaining not being able to spend time with you. With then saying, but you are, and I told you. I I was sulking for a bit, and I was just thinking about going back home just to spend my day off alone as always with my peerage. But then a nice guy actually motivated me to tell me to spend time with my beloved baby sister no matter what. And I'm not and even if you get annoyed and say and constantly tell me to leave, I will not leave because I want to spend time with my beloved baby sister before I had to go back to doing my Satan duties. And that's final. With that, Sona even puffs up her, pretty sizable chest, saying that she's not going to back down. With everybody in Sona's peerage completely caught off guard and really, really is annoyed about this. With then Sona saying, "Fine, just don't talk, and you can cuddle with me, at least for a bit." With then Sarah Falls saying, "Yay, yay, yay, yay!" With then she clinging on to her little sister, with Sona feeling really embarrassed as many of her peerage just wants to laugh at this, even her queen, but they're trying their best to hold back their laughter. With then Tsubaki saying, "If I may ask, male Leviathan." But then Seraphol looks at Tsubaki saying, "Come on, Tsubaki, you don't have to call me that while I'm on my day off. Just call me Seraphol, or Sarah, or Leviathan." With then Tsubaki also getting somewhat embarrassed by this, saying, Miss Sarah, who is this person that, convinced you to come back to, Miss President?" With then saying, "Just this really nice guy who's kind of caring and somewhat supporting. He did seem a little bit scary, but he also had somewhat of a handsome face as well. He didn't tell me his last name, but his first name is Ragna. He also has white hair and heterochromic eyes. His right eye is red and his left eye is green. He also had this iconic red coat on too." With then Tsubaki actually has her eyes widened, saying, he had white hair and heterochromic eyes?" With then seeing the state that our queen is in, Sona saying, "Tsubaki, do you know this man?" Saying, "No, it's nothing. I just felt like I heard somebody like that before, that's all." As Tsubaki soon basically, keeps to herself saying, "Let's just continue on future peerage members, that's all." With then Sona was skeptic about her queen, but let it be for now, and we'll talk to her later on if she can. But then Tsubaki's fists began shaking, saying, "The same man that Seraphol talked to. It's the same man that I saw that was a couple days ago." With then she remembering seeing Ragna and his immense magical power, as it's somewhat terrifying and scary, even beyond that of a Satan levels of scary. But even though the magical power is not on the same level as Satan, it just felt like it was. Saying, "I need to tell them about this, but part of me feels like I can't. If I do, what will I do?" As a couple days have now passed, as the girls of the Order of Flames began heading to Kuoh Academy, with Moriyama and Katase alongside Eika walking with Leon, as he wanted to take his bike, but he wanted to walk with his girls after all, as he's still surprised that he still hasn't reached 100 affection with that of Moriyama and Katase. After telling them the truth and giving them their abilities, they're still at least 99 affection with both of them. if he only needs one more, he only needs one more to max out their affection. As he was thinking about seducing them to have sex with him, but probably not. He wants to take it slow with them, unlike Aka, who's constantly horny all the time. So yeah. However, what really catches Leon off guard is that every time on lunch, he always has to have a second one, as Dillc always gives him a second lunch, as it's not for him, but it's for a certain someone that he didn't expect that he would be, having to deal with so early on. As soon he nearing the gate saying, "Hey, Koneko," with seeing the junior high girl saying, "Oh, Leon senpai," saying, "Hey, here's your lunch." With then everybody seeing this, with soon everybody thinking, "Hey, is the prince trying to get his fangs into the mascot of Kuoh?" Saying, "Seriously, all the girls are already fawning for him now, and yet now he's trying to get Kuoh's main mascot. Man, this world really is cruel." With then Leon having that of a twitching eyebrow, saying, "Just ignore them. Just ignore them." Within Aka clinging on his back, saying, "Hey, don't let it get to you, babe. They're just jealous that you're a lot more better than them after all." Within Moriyama saying, "They're just rumors, right? Don't let it bother you so much." But then Katase saying, "Come on, we gotta get going for class ends." Saying, "Yeah, see ya." As Leon says bye to Koneko, and Koneko basically says bye too. Within, Koneko remembers the time when she confronted Dillc, as it being one of the most, heart-pounding moments of her life. 1 week ago, as Dillc went out to go shopping once again for groceries for dinner once again. This time he already can notice that he's being tailed. Soon Dillc continues walking as he's heading closer and closer to the outskirts of the city, into nearing the forest where Leon's place is. Within him stopping before they reach the barrier, is saying, "You can come out now, girl. You may able to suppress your footsteps, but when it comes to your pressure and curiosity, it's quite easy to tell who you are." Within saying this, a small petite girl with that of white hair and golden eyes comes out wearing the same student uniform of Kuoh Academy. Then soon saying, "Can I ask, why are you following me? Is it because of my master? I can tell you that he has no interest in, girls younger than him." With soon Koneko saying, No, it's not like that. I can smell your food that you make for Leon senpai." With then soon Dillc saying, "You can smell it? Every time during lunch, I smell the lunch that you make for him, and it's delicious and amazing. Can I please have some as well?" With Dillc completely caught off guard by this, is thinking, I did not expect this. I was actually expecting her to be after the master, but instead, she's after my cooking? I'm not even that good of a cook. I only do it because the others don't really do it. Well, it's not too bad. I can just ask them out. I can probably make leftovers if we have some tonight, especially since I know that some of the girls aren't going to be here. And I don't mind. I can give you some of our leftovers. Just be here later on this evening, okay? And I'll give you some. But don't come to the stone steps any further. just stay out here and I'll make sure to come down to get it. But saying, how would I would probably know. Just please don't. With then Koneko nods. With as time went on, and it's now at least around 8 o'clock in the evening, as everybody finished dinner and they're now heading out, and they're now heading back to their rooms with, well, Tharja clinging on to Leon. With then, as for Dillc, he prepares some of the leftovers that they have for dinner that everybody didn't eat, and decided to give it to Koneko as he heads out, and heads down through the stone steps and sees the small secretive Nekusha girl, but saying, "Here you go," with her smelling it as it smells amazing, saying, "Thank you, Dillc. My name's Dillc. It's a pleasure to meet you." Saying, "Thank you, Dillc senpai." With then him completely caught off guard, saying, Did you just call me senpai?" With saying, Is that wrong?" With saying, "Well, I don't go to school, and I'm quite old enough to be a teacher. Well, teacher's assistant, if I do say so." Saying, "Then Dillc sensei?" With then saying, "Oh God, no. Just call me what you wish. And you are Koneko Taojo. That is who I am." With saying, "It's good to meet you, Miss Taojo. As if you feel like it, I could give you if you come by, and I can give you some of the leftovers we have that some of us do not eat. And if I have enough food, I can probably make you a lunch for school. And I'll have to give it to my master, and he'll have to give it to you, and tell him to give it to you." With then Koneko basically having that of sparkles in her eyes, saying, "Thank you. You are." With then she hugging Dillc, as Dillc was caught off guard as he blushes for a little bit. With then saying, "Do not worry so much. It's only for a little bit." With then soon she's saying, "Still, thank you a lot." With then Koneko leaves and heads back to her place, well, where she's staying with Rias, after all. With that, Luke saying, "I can tell things are going to get a little bit weird, but it's only for a little bit. Hopefully the master actually takes up cooking instead of all this other stuff, as well as instead of the gaming system." After that, Koneko has always come later on after dinners, after all. And also, Dillc has made a bento lunchbox for Koneko as well. With that, the two have gotten a lot closer, and it's because of that Leon has always constantly delivered her lunch to her, and why he's always constantly carrying two in the morning or later on in the afternoon. With then Dillc gathering more and more groceries, as soon he sees that of a black cat, saying, "Huh? A black cat? In this time of the year? Huh, she must be a stray." As she continues leaning on Dillc's leg, saying, "Aw, hey there. You must be lost, or you're just clinging on to me for a little bit." Probably after what's in the food. Probably after what I'm carrying in the food. As saying, "Well, I don't really have much, but I was planning on making chicken today. I was planning on making, a chicken dish tonight, but I think I can give you at least some. Try not to eat all of it." As he opens a piece of chicken, and then gives it to the cat, saying, I probably won't be feeding you all the time. So, cherish this while you can. With then thinking, hope Koneko isn't too bad that I gave some of the food to a stray cat. With then, as Dillc continues heading back to the compound, within the black cat that actually went into an alleyway, as it then turns into that of a young woman, with that wearing that of a black kimono with black twin tails and quite the voluptuous figure as well. But what really stands out the most is the 2 cat ears and 2 cat tails. With soon saying he has a connection to Koneko. Her scent is all over him. And not only that, he's suppressing his magic quite a bit. I can sense it with my senjutsu. Who is he? Is he dangerous? Will he hurt my precious Koneko? My precious Shiro? Oh, Shiro. Please, I really hope that she hasn't got over her head. Especially, she can sense the power even with the suppressing bracelet that he's wearing. Shiro, please be safe. As then the woman soon goes back into the cat form and heads off. But then internally thinking, but he was kind of kind and cute, especially quite handsome as that as well. Maybe I should keep an eye on him a little bit more. I still have time before I head back to the others, after all. With then, as Dillc preparing for dinner, as at least a little bit earlier, within Ragna saying, alongside Shelley saying, "What the heck are you doing, Dillc? Don't you think it's a little early? Sorry, this is just a spare dinner I'm making." With then Shelley saying, is it for that white-haired girl that keeps coming here later on in the evening?" With then Ragna saying, "Wait, what? A little girl? Dillc, I am not interested in little girls. She's one of the master's classmates. It seems like has quite a yearning for my cooking. That's all." With saying, "So you're trying to get into a girl's heart with food? Honestly, it's not really half bad, to be honest." As Ragna remembers his time with Tao. With then Shelley saying, that actually kind of works too. A friend of mine is actually quite crazy about food, especially when she cooks as well. So you're actually on the right track. I'm rooting for you, Dillc." As Shelley has that thumbs up, saying, "You're missing the point. I'm just doing something nice, that's all. And besides, haven't you all not noticed? She's most likely a devil as well. So I'm keeping an eye on her as well. She might be doing this just to keep an eye on us. But if I get into her on her nice side, then maybe if Master gets into the devil's gets on the bad side of the devil's here, then maybe one of them are willing to hear things out in a more positive and easier way. But if not," as he soon stabs the knife onto the cutting board as it sticks out in a threatening way, as his flames begin to erupt around his body for a bit, saying, "I will not hesitate to strike them down, especially Koneko as well." With then, as for Koneko, she actually cherishing the lunch that she had from Dillc, as part of her feels happy that Dillc cares about her a lot, almost like a big brother, or possibly something more. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to read them. And honestly, this chapter was mostly about Ragna and Dillc, and actually how I'm planning on giving them their own harem, actually. So yeah, but it's not going to be like how my harem is, which is going to be pretty big. Their harems is going to be small, at least around 3 girls. That's the limit. That's my limit for them. So yeah, just telling you guys this now. Any rate, just if you guys enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and hit that bell notification to keep up to date with my videos. Also, please check out my Discord gaming channel and main channel. Also my Patreon, which are all linked in the description below. So with all that said, this is Leon Mookie signing out. Later guys, and I hope you all take care.